The April 2026 update to Photoshop brings with it new ways of naming your layers, ways of wrapping text around a circle, and above all, the astonishing new Rotate Object tool. This tool will change your life. I'm Steve Caplin for CreativePro, the essential how-to resource for design professionals. So let's take a look at what's new in Photoshop. Photoshop now has a great way of automatically removing distractions. It's a little tricky to find. You have to go into the Spot Healing Brush tool and choose the Remove tool from there. Once you've got that, you can click Find Distractions on the options bar. And let's go for Find General Distractions. It takes a while, so I've sped this bit up. And it gives you a list of everything that it's found, and you can choose what you want to keep and what you want to lose. And the colours show you the highlight colours that go over each distraction. So it's included barriers, and by barriers it means these fences, well, we obviously want to keep those. Personal belongings include the cup and the glass on the table, so we'll keep those. But you don't need to make an absolute decision here, because as long as you check Create New Layer, when you click the tick button, and again it takes a few seconds, so I've sped this up. And there's our image with the distractions removed. Here it was before, and you can see it's taken out the pole, this ugly sign here, and so on. It's also taken out the street name. We want to keep that. So let's add a layer mask to this layer. We'll go for Reveal All. And when we paint with the brush tool in black on that mask, we can reveal the underlying layer, and so we can bring back those signs. Here's a busy street. Let's see if we can get rid of the people. We'll go to Find Distractions and we'll choose Find People. And it very quickly finds all the people in the scene. Once again, we'll create a new layer, hit the tick button, we'll speed up the process, and there are all the people removed from the scene. Now, the problem is it hasn't got rid of all their shadows, but that's easy to fix. We'll first of all make a merged layer of the entire document, and now we can use the Remove tool and brush it over all of those shadows. And let's get these shadows as well. And there's our image with all those people and the shadows removed. Let's now look at the new Layer tool. At the bottom of the Layers panel, there's this new brush icon. You click on that, and it brings up the Layer Cleanup menu. Well, deleting empty layers is something we could always do before, but renaming layers is really useful. This is an image that I made for the Guardian newspaper some years ago, and you can see you've got layer 46, layer 55, layer 51, and I want to know what those all are. So we'll click Apply to rename layers, and now Photoshop will use AI to look at the contents of each layer and give it an appropriate name. And here's our name. We've got now a boy sitting on floor, boy's shadow. We go down and we've got blurred sign with text, metallic object with valves. I can't remember what that is. Let's option click on the eye icon. Oh yes, there it is. It's a metallic object with valves. And this makes it so much easier to navigate a complex document, especially if it's one you haven't used for a while. This update enhances dynamic text. Let's see how that works. We'll zoom in, and I'm going to use the Type tool, stretch out an area, and I'm going to type dynamic text made easier in Photoshop. And let's make that a little bit bigger. We can now go to the dynamic text button on the toolbar, and if we choose this dynamic text icon, then it makes the text fit into the shape of the text box that we drew. Well, this was here earlier, but what's new is wrapping text around a circle, and you can wrap text around a semicircle, either above or below. What's very useful here is if you edit the text, then it reconfigures it to exactly fit that semicircle. If you switch to the Direct Selection tool, then you can grab any of the handles and you can reshape that curve into any shape you want. Finally, let's look at the fantastic new Rotate Object tool, which we looked at before when it was still in beta, and here it is in the full version of Photoshop. This is my son Joe showing me his new motorbike. Let's select Subject, and we'll copy him, and let's paste him onto this road. Let's start by making him smaller, and I want to arrange him so that he's driving away from us down this road. So we'll click Rotate Object. And there he is. It looks quite low res, but that's because we're working with a preview. When we commit to it, it will give us the full resolution. So we want to spin him around. And you can see it has completely rebuilt this motorbike, and it's imagined what Joe looks like from the back. Let's move him over, rotate him a little so he's going up the road, and we need to increase the perspective so that he's moving away from us. And there he is on the road. I'll click Done. And I'm speeding up these processes slightly to save time in the video. And in just a few seconds, Photoshop has managed to take this front view of Joe on his motorbike and turn him around to a completely different angle. To make him blend into the scene, all we have to do now is click the Harmonize button. And you can see it's matched the lighting in the scene, it's added the shadow, and it gives us 3 variations to choose from. I like the first one. And there now is Joe, who was facing this way, now driving away from us down this road. The Rotate Object tool is the most significant new feature to appear in Photoshop for a decade.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to our channel. And for thousands more how-to articles and tutorials, visit our website, CreativePro.com, and become a member today. Thanks for learning with us.